Hello, my name is Maria Davidova, and I will present to you our studio COLIfe, Modern Human Perspective to Codesign. I am the studio lead, and I will lead this studio together with my research associates, Hannah Benham and Claudia Valverde. I just want to start with the topic of the studio. So the discussion is that we have to stop building and start adapting our cities to post-Anthropocene. There is enough of buildings in our cities. The problem is that we are not co-living with other species. And this leads us to biodiversity extinction. So I want to discuss modern human adaptation for transitions from cities for people towards the participation of both biotic and abiotic actors, one feedback looping ecosystem, the real-life co-design laboratory. And the real-life co-design laboratory is defined as a rich design research space discussed by Sevalson, which is like in the studio. However, we are doing this in real life across more than human actors. I'm discussing multi-centered design, connecting what is with what if, or cross beings colliding. And the methodology I'm using is systems-oriented design. So just to start the way I am working, or we are working, I always ask all the participants first to create their own map of their own universe, so-called mini-map, to map within the research topic we are doing. They map their own personal perspective, their own personal universe, and we present each of those universes to each other. Thus, we generate an empathy amongst everybody because people understand that different people have different perspectives, and we start relating them in GigaMap. And when we relate them, we search for synergetic proposals. And these synergetic proposals are then full-scale prototypes in something I call the real-life co-design laboratory. And that's when I say that the co-design really happens, because it is happening in real life across all the stakeholders. Because the intervention is just there, and all stakeholders are just there, and they start inhabit it, live in it, or whatsoever, and we reflect this, and then this is happening in feedback loops, right? So I split my presentation into gigamapping, the real-life co-design laboratory, hyper-objectivity in the real-life co-design laboratory, urban adaptation touchpoints, and conclusions and future visions. So gigamapping. Gigamapping was first discussed by Sevalson in 2011. However, it started already in 2006 at the Oslo School of Architecture and Design. And this is perfect gigamap showing my approach to gigamapping when we are relating different minimaps. And what is this? These are the interpretations of the relationships across different participants within this gigamap to search for the synergetic proposal. This is a similar gigamap across multiple students who each took their piece of cake, and they were relating across each other in the circle and developing from minimap to gigamap further. This is the piece of cake. In this case, the students had to deliver individual results. So this was their piece of cake. You can also do that for your portfolio when you are relating to your GigaMap collaborative result. This is how gigamapping happens, becomes more fun when we co-design with stakeholders in the community. We have children and everybody. It is great fun, and it is a lot of math, difficult to organize. This is what happens when nobody comes to your co-design workshop. So we just intervened into the local pub with our prototypes and got a lot of attention from the families with children and co-designed there. This is already a gigamap done here in Stuttgart. So here you can see perfectly, like, starting from the position of the minimaps, which were simplified here, of each student. Then these were all developed into particular fields, and all of that was co-designed by printing out the gigamap. This is the early stage of the gigamap I showed you. These were printed out and presented to stakeholders. And stakeholders, when presented every issue of the gigamap, they found their point of intervention and intervened there with their ideas and suggestions or critique, and this got again digitalized within this gigamap. This is something what we started doing last semester. It's eye tracking with gigamapping. When we eye track the stakeholders for knowing their attention, so we know where what was important for them and what was the interaction. So when I get to real life co-design laboratory, when we design these gigamaps or before or after, we intervene into real life co-design laboratory. This is somewhere where is the point of intervention. Hopefully we manage to put there also our gigamap. Sometimes the gigamaps happens after that, so it's losing. However, what is the most important about the real life co-design laboratory is that this is where the co-design really happens. This is Dancer together with Light Design Studio, who co-designed the performance of this pavilion. This is just to show easy interpretation of what is happening in the real life co-design laboratory. However, it is happening by itself. This is a black bird who, by its opportunistic use, decided to use our pavilion as the public furniture. And when we looked after that, we actually found out there is not enough public furniture for other species. Like, you know, people put the needles in the windows and so on. And the birds don't have where to sit, and perhaps they die of exhaustion or it is very difficult. So making public furniture that is more than human is actually very important. Now I will discuss the hyperobjectivity in the real life co-design laboratory. So this is when we did our intervention of uh, the responsive wood insect hotel. This responsive wood insect hotel is special because it supports wider biodiversity through different responsivity of wood, and also because it is in the circle around the tree. Therefore, it uh, offers biodiverse climate, and the more biodiverse climate, the more biodiversity it attracts. It attracts also people, you can see, and it was very important. In fact, this project was political. It was on the spot of corridor where they wanted to build it up, and people in the neighborhood didn't really have the relationship to it, understanding that it is important corridor within the city center of Prague. So we made this intervention and started making different events there, such as AR game and different games, and also like to be hyper objective. This is my friend landscape ecologist teaching the children how to make uh, seed bombs from nectarous plants. And you can see, because the child is interested, the mother is also interested. Typically in that time, nobody would be interested, but the children, when they care about their future, the parents start caring about their future as well. So these are the nectarous plants, and these nectarous plants offer food and nutrients to the insects living in this responsive wood insect hotel. And this insects living in this responsive wood insect hotels are fast food restaurant for birds and bats in the neighborhood, being on the connection of this biocorridor within the center of Prague. This is just the picture when we had to uninstall it because the municipality decided to fall the tree. So we uninstalled it, and these are the species which were living there. Coming to interacting more with people and how this project becomes generative. We, it was like we didn't think about it, but we installed this intervention, and then people were asking, what is that weird pineapple on the tree? And different people were tagging me in different Facebook conversations or whatsoever. And we decided to put a QR code on the intervention for people to know. But we thought that just the information would be too silly. So we decided to put the information with the DIY recipe. Therefore, this project becomes generative. We ask people to reproduce this insect hotel, and therefore we are generating urban networks of biocorridors because people in the neighborhood will be supporting them. This is the QR code to my blog. with different DIY recipes. There are many others, and you have to scroll down a lot. This is the Gigamap, which is showing the speculation of modern human economy, where we actually discussed like what if the pollinators are paid for their pollination and then they can buy the insect hotel from somebody making it. So we designed an app for like multi-species app with tokens where the pollinators get paid for the pollination and they can pay you for reproducing the DIY recipe. This is the QR code to the app. Unfortunately, we have to make a login due to security reasons. Here we started to speculate even more, like in the previous app, it had to be like humans acting on behalf of other species because we didn't have anyone else. So we thought that maybe it can be artificial intelligence, and we started discussing that we can train the image recognition to recognize the pollinators pollinating. Therefore, we would assign the value to the pollination and in this app, and then the pollinators will be paid for their act of pollination. We didn't have enough pictures for the training the image recognition. Therefore, we collaborate with our colleagues from Cardiff University, where they have Spot the Bee app, and you can see that now we have some spots from Germany because this the citizen science app when the people are tracking the bees pollinating and sending the data. This is the QR code to the app. It's great fun for good afternoon. When we got to this, we decided to uh, do more like gamification of these apps because at this moment the interventions we have in Stuttgart are not on so visible spots. So we decided to do gamification in the neighborhood for people to play the game and reproduce the DIYs. So this is the Gigamap that is getting to this, and this is the game design for the app, and this is the QR code. You can play it in the neighborhood. Now I'm getting to the urban adaptation touch points, and these are the interventions that are having the QR code, like holding the QR codes for people to motivate them to reproduce our recipes. So this is a Depol AI one. We always do very good party about these prototypes and motivate people to reproduce them. This is the intervention we did in Weimar, which was like sister of the Polei 1, Polei 2, with seed bombing event. And this is the BioDrive in, where we installed on the wall This installation is for different species and plants, which we will be just replanting at the moment. So this is also like we would have the gardening party with the community, and again motivating everybody to DIY the recipes. This is how it blooms in the summer. It's beautiful. And this is what we installed just now. It is a network installation that is like a Deepol AI, also using the responsive wood, and is installed on the wall in more exposed public space. So what we do here is in the winter semester we make the installation, and in the summer semester we develop the urban game for its engagement. So when I just start to conclude with future vision, when I once, and it's many years ago, mapped different projects I have been working on and mapped them about the from the openness to closeness, and from different opportunities of use and different actors. I concluded, this is the example of what could be there. I concluded that what is more interacting with the most actors and offers the most opportunities of use is also the most beneficial to humans. Therefore, I would like to discuss the transition towards post-Anthropocene, towards biodiversity and climate change adaptation, to multi-centered, multi-beings design. We are all dependent on our overall ecosystem, living and non-living. However, recent economic models do not reflect it. Therefore, I would like to discuss the transition from human-centered to non-anthropocentric towards social and environmental justice. And this I would like to do through research by design, through feedback loops, through feedback looping and gamma mapping, their ecosystemic prototypical urban interventions, their hyper-objective relations in the real-life co-design laboratory. And the real-life co-design laboratory future vision is living ecosystem community, small collaborative robots and AI, and modern human regenerative economy. Thank you. And if you are interested in this work, you can scan this QR code and follow my publication. And please sign up for the course. Thank you.